I need a moment. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power.
And what is going on, guys? Horace the Owl. I'm coming back at you with some Advanced Warfare. This time we're going to talk about, well, class setups and strategies for playing Team Deathmatch. I would like to thank my younger brother. He goes by the handle of Epic Speedy on PSN. He actually played on my account because I actually had to stop. It was circumstance I had to stop using the PS4, but he was allowed to keep playing. And I'm like, hey man, you want to use my account for a minute? You know, I got some stuff that you don't. Pretty sure you'd like to use that stuff. So he ended up using my face hammer in this game, and I think he went on to use my insanity and my ransack in another game. Actually, me and him come to this understanding that he needs to play by himself, but he doesn't mind using my account if I allow him to. So he actually has like three create classes that he can use out of everything that I've got. So, on to what you should do to Team Deathmatch. First off, let's just talk about perks that are good and perks that are relatively useless because there's no real point. Now, talk about ones that there's no real point. Let's mention that there's Blast Mute, which basically makes it to where if you slide, boost slam, exo jump, or perform any sort of exo maneuver, you're basically not giving yourself away with that little radar ping on people's minimaps. I'm pretty sure even on yours it doesn't show up at all. It just sounds like a... You can barely hear it yourself. But in Team Deathmatch, you gotta think, like, is that really like gonna help you? I can understand if people like forget to swap out the perks, but like, come on. You're playing Team Deathmatch, there's so much fast pace going on, there's no point in trying to be sneaky. If somebody fucking knows you're there, you're dead. There's no hiding from them. Search and destroy, most definitely that'd be useful. Like, everybody uses that if you're playing it to go try hard, but like, for God's sakes, like, this is Team Deathmatch, what do you need that for? Now, Scavenger, because you're gonna be alive longer than usual, as long as you're doing okay, you'll be alive a lot longer than you would be in any other game mode, except for maybe hardpoint, when you'd be getting a lot more shots off trying to pull a motherfucker out of the hardpoint. Considering Scavenger gives you extra ammo too, it can also counteract good guns that don't start off with a whole lot of extra ammo. Like the Rip. The Rip doesn't have a whole lot of clip ammo, and it doesn't have a whole lot of spare ammo, so you're gonna either be swapping out guns because you're doing so good with it and you don't have enough, or you're using Scavenger and you're gonna continue to own on people's asses because you have the Rip, and you chose to take Scavenger. Now, another perk in the yellow category that I find useful, because I use it all the time whenever I'm not using the other, which is Scavenger. Whenever I'm not using Scavenger, I use Hardwired. Hardwired? Yeah, Hardwired, because, well, first off, I really don't like to get system hacked and EMP'd. As a bonus, you're immune to nano swarms. I like you're gonna run into those a lot, but you're immune to nano swarms, so you can literally walk through those bubbles that come down after a missile strike. Like, I tested it myself just to be sure. You can literally sit inside of it, and the enemy will be like, "Who's that inside of our little nano swarm?" They'll be dead before they realize. But I usually swap out Hardwired for Blast Mute if I'm going into ranked play, because ranked play, more likely I'm gonna be running into Search and Destroy, because everybody loves Search and Destroy. I mean, I'll choose just not to understand it, because sure, it gives you more points, but you can't respawn. And the reason I like Call of Duty is I can die, I can come right back and kill the motherfucker that killed me. I don't have to call it out to a teammate who's may or may not even kill the dude himself. Also, I want you to, guys, to pay attention towards the end of this video for what... Towards the end of it, I'm not sure if it's actually going to be at the very end, but my brother actually doesn't manage to get a a triple with like very little effort. It's like a near death, a triple, and they just kept walking up to him. Got like a couple of quick scopes in. It was pretty badass in my opinion. I probably could have done that in like a blue moon, and that's considering I've only recently gotten really good at Call of Duty. Anyway, now toughness. Let's just cover toughness. Toughness for team deathmatch. Well, that's only if you really don't like getting shot and then your bullets jump upwards because you're getting shot and for some reason the guy can't just point forward and, you know, blast it. You know, the adrenaline isn't good enough. That's only if you really don't like when your sniper rifle scope jumps above the guy's head, or you get into a firefight a lot and you try to go for a headshot, but because you're flinching from the shots, you can't actually get him in the head, you're aiming above his head. So you can't get those headshots in for those medals. For me, that's not too much of a problem. It only happens a couple of times once in a blue moon because I'm aiming for the guy's chest when I actually attack him. I honestly could care less. I could give an extra fuck about headshots, but for some reason I'm already done with headshots in the Moors. I'm like currently working on like the last 20 or so, and then after I'm done with that, I'm gonna be getting diamond on them. It'll be freaking amazing. It's gonna be the first gun I ever get diamond is the freaking Moors. Never would have thought. I can definitely say the hardest part was going without perks and without attachments. Both times were a little difficult, though I did learn that the Moors is actually really good without attachments. So some people might consider just using the Moors like it is and saving yourself some extra slots. Hardline. Hardline, I don't really use it because it only does one thing, and that reduces all your score streak cost by 100, so it basically gives you a free kill every time you respawn. But to me that's not really useful because I like to use support, and if I don't use support, I usually don't even last long enough to get the better ones that aren't support, because I don't know, like the stuff that I want on the better ones are usually super expensive, so it makes it close to impossible to get them by lasting. Like, how am I going to get 14.5 kills with just a shotgun? I'm not. How am I going to do it with a bare fist and a face hammer? I mean, it's more likely, but I doubt it's actually going to happen. And here we go, Insanity and the Ransack, guys. This is actually going to be really good. Seriously, like, I've never actually witnessed my brother get that kind of a kill feed that quickly and with that much ease. Usually he's like running around mowing them down. No, he actually took up a position and he said, "This is mine," and he killed like 4 people, but he actually got a triple out of that because one dude just would not die from quickscoping at first. I think it actually happens right here. Shoots that dude, jumps up, kills another dude. Oh, maybe he got a frickin' quadruple feed. He misses like twice, then he gets the dude. I should have pierced through the other dude and gotten him a double. But then he gets another dude and he gets a fucking triple. Oh, baby, triple. Now to talk about... Fuck, okay, let's talk about the blue ones. Fast hands. To most people, fast hands is an essential thing, because you switch weapons faster. Nobody really walks around in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare without fast hands equipped. And once you prestige, fast hands is the first thing you permanently unlock, because everything else is pretty much useless compared to fast hands anyway. Cold-blooded and blind eye would be the next things you consider, because blind eye makes sentry guns and the like unable to see you. So AI controlled stuff won't see you, and player controlled stuff won't put a big diamond over you. There's also a misconception between people that if you use cold-blooded, then you won't have a diamond around you. No, you just won't show up on the guy's thermals if he's using an advanced IR HUD. You'll still have a diamond around you if there's still a diamond, because I've never seen IR HUD, but they can still see you on computer optics, except for when they're using like a sniper rifle with thermal or something. Or being those little assholes, the fucking LMG, silencer, grip, and fucking thermal, which is the noobish thing ever, but they still go in ranked play and do it. Like, honestly, you should just ban heavy weapons from ranked play altogether. Nobody really likes to use them unless they use that combination. Peripherals. to me, peripherals are, they're obscuring, because when I use it and it increases my minimap coverage, I lose track of paths on my minimap. I'm used to it being closer so I can see pathways easier. But it does hide people's death icons, so there's not a skull over where you killed a dude to his team. So basically when you murder him, nobody even knows that you got murdered except for in the kill feed. Wait, I just want to say 2 snipers shot that dude at once right there, my brother and one other guy, and the dude died and my brother got the assist. It was like literally at the exact same time. That was actually like pretty amazing how that happened. Now, next perk. I'm forgetting the good ones. Gung Ho. Gung Ho. Okay, now this gives you a hip spread penalty usually with guns, which is really bad for like shotguns and stuff. But if you put lightweight in with it, and I'll get to the reds in just a second. If you put lightweight in with Gung Ho and fast hands, you can actually be a very formidable force with any gun that is either faster in fire rate, higher in damage, but not super low in fire rate, and shotguns in general. So like if you're using the Insanity with Gung Ho, fast hands, and lightweight, and like put a fucking laser sight on that motherfucker, you will mow down everybody. Maybe even extend the mags if you manage to get enough double kills. But it's actually amazing when you do that kind of thing. Now lightweight, to me that's essential over low profile. Yet I still see people using low profile over lightweight because they don't want to be seen on a minimap because they're little pansies. Like, dude, if you have lightweight on, it's likely you can outrun the UAV. Like, consider that. If the UAV sweeps like once every 10 seconds and you're using lightweight, they can't really predict which way you're going if you kind of move around just a little bit erratically. Like, don't just run in a straight line. Look at him mow these motherfuckers down. Then there is Flak Jacket. Flak Jacket can be useful, but only if you can find the space for it and you find yourself getting attacked by a lot of grenades. Or maybe you're using an MDL, micro drone launcher, the fucking grenade launcher in this game. If you're using that, then you might want to consider it with Danger Close and just be like, fuck it, I don't need anything else but Danger Close and Flak Jacket, because one, you want to cause a little bit more grenade damage, but you don't want to blow yourself up and completely kill yourself. Although the 2 perks cancel each other out, and you wearing both of them kind of means you're kind of fucking yourself over still. But at least when other people throw grenades, you'll be kind of immune to it. This has been my time, guys. Horus the Owl. Boot it, and I'll see you in the next one.
Broken, the school's closed, the prison's open. We ain't got nothing to lose, motherfucker, we rollin'. Motherfucker, we rollin'. With some light-skinned girls and some